Welcome back to Gadget Girls. You may think that large touchscreens that allow you to maneuver images and photos and design plans are already being implemented in our everyday lives. Well, that's because we see them so often on TV and in the movies.
Well, that's right. The truth is that the idea is here, but we're still working on perfecting the technology. I met up with Professor Wolfgang Strutzlinger, and he showed me where multi-touch tables are at and how we can expect to use them in the future. Touchscreen technologies are rapidly evolving, getting to bigger and bigger screens. And we're here at York University talking to Professor Wolfgang about a screen that he's developed to bring the technology from an individual application to a group one. Wolfgang, what have we developed here, and what are the applications of this technology?
So this is a large touchscreen table, and you can see that we're actually not having direct touch working at the moment, because we're actually using these little lights on the fingers here of Beruz to simulate this, because right now you can't buy this technology at this size. Okay. So we have to simulate this. There's two projectors underneath this table, okay, and a couple of cameras that actually record where these lights are. So the projectors generate the image and the cameras detect where we touch. So with this, we can now detect where the fingers are, and with that we can now grab an object and manipulate it and move it around, rotate it to our liking. Now what you might do as a simple application for this, instead of this little text card, you can imagine moving photos around, and then you get into applications such as photo sorting. In a more commercial setting, you might have applications such as a control situation where you have, say, a subway network, okay, and the various signals on the subway and so on. And you can now go and actually switch a signal in the network, but everybody around the table can interact simultaneously, because this technology that one person can touch, of course, naturally scales up to a larger table. Another application scenario for the same thing is that we have disaster relief, and we say, well, we need a unit over there because there's lots of people have need of food, but over there we need more first aid, right? And things like this. And we can plan this out on this table here. It gets even more interesting if we get to a three-dimensional world where we start to interact in 3D.
A 3D world. Can we see that up on the table? Sure.
Beruz, would you please switch to 3D? So as you can see now, we're in 3D mode, and in this mode we can take three objects and manipulate them and rotate them and move them around. So as an application for this, you might think of a living room design where we say, okay, we want the big screen TV over here, and we want the seating over there.
Could you also use it for urban design, urban development?
Yes, absolutely. So as you might imagine, we could have a 3D view of the city, say, from the top. Yep. And we could use the adjoining screens here to have contextual information, such as, statistics about the land use or something like this, okay, and use that directly to talk about various areas of the city, or use a skyline view to see how this will optically look.
So this, what we're seeing here, is really kind of as high-tech as it gets right now. Do you see holographic images in the future? Do you see this technology really evolving to that level?
Well, to my knowledge, holograms don't really exist at that size at the moment.
No, not at all.
I wish I had one. But so the reality of it is that we can do these large screens and display things on these large screens, but nothing that comes up in the air. Similar, all the technology that is shown in movies today or in TV series, a lot of that technology is way too advanced for what we can really achieve.
Well, thank you, Wolfgang, for letting Gadget Girls come into your interactive systems lab and showing us this table. And yeah, maybe in 15 years I'll be sitting eating my morning cereal and reading the newspaper or watching the news on my big table television screen.
Thank you.